Welcome to the October 29th, 2021 video version of the Wagner Daily. My name is Rick Petticelli, and as usual, once a week, this video replaces the written commentary portion of our report. Hopefully, it serves as a nice change of pace, as well as offers some insight as to how we set up our charts, what time frames and indicators we use. In tonight's video, we're going to go through a few broad market averages, then open positions in the model portfolio, and finally take a look and see what's out there in terms of new setups. First up is the NASDAQ Composite, which put in an impressive reversal today after 2 days of stalling action below the prior high, with Thursday's price action setting a new high on the year. So the NASDAQ remains in a strong uptrend. The S&P also recovered from 2 days of selling and reversed back to a new closing high on the year, but did not take out the prior high. Nonetheless, it was still a positive day, and the S&P remains in a strong uptrend. And let's take a look at the hourly chart. See, there's a dip below the 20 EMA, recovered right back above, and once again on Thursday, NASDAQ did the same. One dip below the 20 EMA last Friday and another dip on Wednesday. So when the price action is holding above the 20 period EMA on the hourly chart, we consider that to be a pretty strong rally. And on to IWP, which is our proxy for growth stocks. Reversed after a false breakout to new highs, found support off the 10, and managed to close above the prior day's open. So a positive session overall. So let's see if the price can reclaim the breakout pivot at 119.63. And just looking at the charts of the S&P and the NASDAQ, you can see that both indices were, at least the S&P had every reason to continue to sell off, and it didn't. There was a strong reversal to the upside. So far this rally is pretty strong and continues to impress. Broad market wise. Now, where this rally has struggled is in the breakout department in some of the more well-known leading growth names. Stocks like Crowd, Bill, MDB, SE, to name a few. These stocks have struggled at new highs and have pulled back in after a false breakout. That being said, there's still plenty of stocks out there that are showing some strength, and we have seen plenty of breakout action in the past 2 days, especially in semis and solar. EMPH gapped up on, I believe it was 7 to 8 times average volume, cleared the highs of the last base. We bought this morning per intraday alert in the model portfolio when the price action tried to punch through this 225 area and then sold off back down to the 211 area. We bought as the price moved back through the prior day's close. Stocks that hold above the close of the day one gap up, it's usually a sign of strength. That's something you like to see when we're looking at potential buys following the gap up. SI, we purchased SI on a breakout above 154. It's right at its downtrend line and closed just above. We'll look for the price action to break through Wednesday's high and to push higher. UPST, we entered around 330 here, looking for the price to take out the 20-day EMA. Also has this downtrend line. We do like Thursday's close in that the price action was contained to the prior day's wick, held above the body of the candle. And we'll look for the price to do the same again on Friday, possibly open around 331 and take out the prior day's high and reclaim the 20 EMA by Friday's close. Tesla, we purchased above the high of the big volume gap up. And what we like so far is that the price action has held above the close of the gap up day for the most part. A little shakeout on day 2. And so as long as it stays above this 1020 level, should be in pretty good shape. Wouldn't be bad if it chopped around and allowed the 10-day EMA to catch up as well. APP we bought on Wednesday on a move through the prior day's high. Didn't follow through on the day we purchased, but that was possibly due to the weak market conditions. Did push higher on Thursday, though it did fail to hold above the prior high. And we'll look to add to this position if it can move back through this 98.70 area. CELH we purchased on a break above 97.80 on 1025. Pretty strong up day, nice pickup in volume. Stalled at the highs, came back in, held at the 20 EMA, and also held the low of the big volume up day. Also has a short-term uptrend that it's holding. So we'll just have to see if the price can chop around for a day or two and then look to attack this high again. Marvel, we're long from an entry around 66 on 1018. Still trending higher. And finally, DOCN. We're long from an entry over the prior day's high on 1012 after it held support of the 10-day MA. Broke out on volume on 1013 to new highs. Since then, it's failed to really extend, and that may be due to earnings coming up on 11/4. We're up about 11%. We do have a stop for the remaining position just below the low of 1026 to lock in gains in case the price action does reverse prior to earnings. As far as new setups, for those not already long EMPH, any pullback into this 217 area is buyable versus the opening versus the gap up day low. AMD is possibly in play either back above the breakout pivot or in a touch of the 10-day EMA. Affirm still looks like it wants to go higher and is in play over Thursday's high or in any pullback. Of course, UPST, not already long, an entry can be placed above Thursday's high. MARA, we're looking for a break of this downtrend line. Like the volume on the move up, pretty strong. ABNB is interesting setup. It would be officially in play over Wednesday's high, a VCP-like pattern, except that it reports earnings on 11/4. So for those aggressive traders, look for an entry around 173. Sophie is a recent IPO, and we're monitoring for an entry over the high of Thursday's inside bar. BILL, as we mentioned earlier in the video, a false breakout to new highs. Interesting price action though the past few days. A move through the 2-day high would also break this downtrend line. And the last chart of the night is CFLT, which tried to break its downtrend line and failed on 1025. Sort of like the other false breakouts, has pulled back for a few days and then broke this short-term downtrend line that's turning back up. Possibly in play if it stalls for a day or two and then tries to break above this downtrend line. All right, that's a wrap for tonight's video. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you again next week. Have a great weekend.